we've chosen to have an NHS and provide healthcare in a particular way. That cost needs to be met.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to a holiday weekend. The Memorial Day holiday weekend is finally here. Welcome to a Friday, the 23rd day of May for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all the news, weather, and sports you need to get you up and get you out the door here this morning. Going to be talking about a big game for the Nebraska baseball team tonight. They'll try to keep their season alive when they battle top-seeded Oregon in the Big Ten Conference baseball tournament in Omaha. The winner will move on to Saturday's semifinal round. Three teams have already punched their tickets to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament. We'll tell you about that coming up. Nebraska's softball. The Huskers are going to be playing in Tennessee this weekend. The best-of-3 Super Regional against the Volunteers. The first game of that three-game set is set for tonight at 6 o'clock. Championship game scheduled for today in the state high school baseball tournament in Omaha. Classes A and B have wrapped up competition at the state high school track and field championships in Omaha. Classes C and D will take to the field today. Cam Raceway hosting a big weekend of racing this weekend, including the Dub Brunts Memorial Race tomorrow night out at Cam. We'll tell you about that coming up. NBA playoffs going on, the NHL playoffs going on. We've got some news from the NFL as well to pass along to you in the next hour or so as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios this morning. Good morning.
And a good morning and happy opening Sodbusters Day today. Not officially the opening day that we celebrated in late March, but opening day for Duncan Field. Sodbusters going to be getting underway for their weekend series. Hopefully the weather holds off. Rain should be wrapping up here a little bit earlier this morning, and we should be all systems go for launch over at Duncan Field. Excited for opening weekend. Good time to reconnect with the Hastings baseball community. Should be a lot of fun. You mentioned, everything, literally everything going on this weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend, and we're going to have yet another jam-packed show. We're going to be talking ponies with Jim coming up at 7:30, and college football playoff news to also hit to as the wacky way that they did the seedings for the conference champions has been nixed. And we'll reseed things the way they should be, with the top four seeds earning the first four byes. So certainly that a breath of fresh air. Husker baseball, Husker softball. I'm going to just give you the wheel, man, and you let us know where we're going to go. We've got a wild day in, or I guess lots to get to today here on a Friday show.
Well, let's talk about the college football playoff. They're going to move to a straight seeding model this fall, rewarding the selection committee's top four teams with the top four seeds and a first-round bye. Of course, this past season was a nightmare, much like the Big Ten Conference baseball tournament.
Oh, Jesus.
The four highest-ranked conference champions earned the top four seeds, regardless of where they were ranked. Now, independent Notre Dame is eligible to earn a first-round bye if the Irish are ranked in the top four. All four teams that earned a first-round bye in the inaugural 12-team college football playoff last year all lost their first-round games. Mm-hmm. Five highest-ranked conference champions will still be guaranteed spots in the 12-team field. So after all that, the mumbo-jumbo there, college football playoff going back to, maybe not going back, but going to what it should have been in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, reward the top four teams or the top four seeds. They receive the automatic bye, and then let the other teams fall the way they should be in the rest of the 12-team tournament.
Yeah, I really feel like when they were putting that 12-team tournament together, they asked for officials from the Big Ten for some input, and that's why it got so tragically screwed up in the first place, because the Big Ten can't do anything right. And we were talking about the conference baseball tournament. I learned something new yesterday about this screwy pool play, stupid-ass structure that they have going on. The tiebreaker, which I assumed and I was wrong, and I will eat crow on the show today. I didn't do any investigative research because I didn't think I needed to do any investigative research. If you have pool play, the obvious tiebreaker, if two teams have one win apiece, would be run differential, right? No, I was wrong. Apparently, the Big Ten officials, in their infinite wisdom, decided that the tiebreaker will just automatically give things to the highest seed.
Are you kidding me?
It's yep, plain as day. There's only like 3 rules. Each team will play the team in their pool once for a total of 2 games. If there are ties, it goes to the highest seed, and then we go to a 4-team. This is the stupidest, screwy thing I have ever seen, and I hope Big Ten catches all the flack in the offseason, and they make some extremely necessary changes to what should be a pretty damn good conference baseball tournament.
Ironically, after you went off on the conference tournament yesterday, you weren't the only ones. Throughout the day, I saw various other sports podcasts and sports talk shows throughout the Big Ten conference setting that also on your island. They were on your island with you, and you usually don't have a lot of people on your island, but you weren't the only ones that came out against the Big Ten Conference baseball tournament. Everybody virtually echoed what you said. It was hokey, the way it was set up, and changes needed to be made. 3 teams are already into the semifinals.
Right? There's only one meaningful game today.
Yeah, but there's actually 2 on the slate.
Yeah.
So I think Washington plays USC in the first game today. Doesn't mean a damn thing.
Out of the 4 games yesterday, only 1 was meaningful. So you had 3 games yesterday that didn't mean a damn thing. That ain't gonna sell tickets.
No.
And yeah, I think the only ones that are on the quote unquote island here is the Big Ten Baseball Committee. But yes, back to college football, because that's how this conversation all got started. Like, let's rewind. Good on college football. Listening, I think, to the national audience that was screaming that this was just wrong. With the way that the conferences received the automatic buys, the 4 conference winners, you got to go top 4 seeds and make it right. And it was what they should have done in the very first place. They retracted. They got it right. I think ultimately we're going to see a scenario in 2 or 3 years, Mike, where there's no buys because you put 16 in there. I really don't know why the magic number is 12, why we have to have buys, why everyone just can't play everybody in an opening week of the bowl season and just have a straight 16-seeded field and work your way through the Sweet 16. I think ultimately that comes, but I still think they're trying to reward some teams, the top 4 teams, with that automatic buy. But if I'm a team, man, like, I don't want that. I don't want to have that week off and worry about that rust. You know, I don't want a team to get hot like a Boise State or an Arizona State, and next thing you know, we're facing a team with a lot of confidence. So even if I'm a top seed, I'm saying let's go straight 16 and let's duke it out and let's find a winner here.
Yeah, look at the top 4 seeds. We mentioned it; they all lost last year. So yeah, maybe you don't want a top 4 seed and the automatic bye. Maybe you want to just keep playing.
Just keep going.
So, anyway, college football looks like they're on track now. I think you talked about this way back during the college football season when the standings were coming out and everything like that. So, they kind of did what you mentioned before. We're going to your top four teams out of the college football playoff standings, when they release those late in the fall, just give them 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your top four seeds.
Yep.
How difficult is this? And then you put the other 8 teams in there and let them play out. How difficult is this?
We overcomplicate a lot. Where I think the KISS method that I learned back in 6th grade is applicable here. We just got to keep it simple, stupid.
The KISS method?
Keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method.
Oh, God.
That's been and that's kind of been my mantra as I've walked through life. I try not to overcomplicate things. I try to look for like the easiest and most simple scenarios that requires the least amount of effort and thought. Like I'm a KISS method disciple. That's an old Vincent Pelster quote.
That sounds like something Vince would
Yep.
share with you guys. So, okay, figure out my Big Ten Conference baseball tournament. How do we come up with a solution to that? We talked about it the other day.
Yeah. We're making the regular season meaningful.
8 teams.
8 teams. Straight
8
8.
teams.
Straight
Yep.
8.
You finish in the top 8 of the regular season. You move on to the conference tournaments.
Not that hard.
The other teams, your season is over at the end of the season.
Guess what?
Basically, that's what's going on now.
GPAC does it.
Yeah, the GPAC does it.
The GPAC does this. The straight 8. And guess what? It works out pretty dang flawlessly, doesn't it? You get a conference champion in there. It's not that hard.
Yeah, the GPAC, they break them into 2 pods. But
Right.
that's all right. We still play it out, and then the 2 champions from each pod plays for the championship. That wouldn't happen because we're going to have one site like Charles Schwab Field. So you just bring all 8 teams to Omaha and let them play out.
1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. 4 and 5 are on the top side of the bracket. It's not hard.
No. And if you finished in 9th or 10th or 11th place, play better. Play better during the regular season. You're still going to get your cut of the money in the Big Ten Conference. It just goes into a pool anyway, doesn't it? Most of the time, all that, like that bowl money, football bowl money, no team is awarded any more money than anybody else. It just goes into a big pot, and they split the pot. That's what happens. So if you don't play in the damn tournament, you don't play. Play better during the regular season.
Exactly. And nothing is worse than having a conference tournament on national TV.
That doesn't mean anything.
With a game that is meaningless in a tournament. And people are like, wait, it's a tournament game, but neither of these teams are going to advance. Like, so why are they playing?
Like today, there's
I wouldn't play.
like 2 games. Nebraska and Oregon is the only one that matters. Yesterday there was 4 games, including that 9 o'clock game last night that evidently Iowa forgot to set their alarms for because they got beat 5-0.
Did they care?
No, they didn't care because it didn't make any difference.
Right.
None of those games yesterday. So you had BTN carrying all those games yesterday that none of them made any difference except for the Oregon game.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could just put a standing camera on there with 0 commentary and still had the same amount of TV viewership and ratings because nobody cared.
Nobody, yeah, I'd love to see the ratings. What was the attendance anyway? I haven't seen the attendance this week at Charles Schwab.
Yeah, same.
But
I'll pay attention tonight. We have a meaningful game.
Yeah, tonight should be good. Oregon and Nebraska, it'll be rocking. So if Nebraska wins, they will move on to the semifinals tomorrow against Penn State at 2. Iowa has already, Penn State will play the winner of the Nebraska-Oregon game. UCLA and Iowa will play in the 6 o'clock game tomorrow night. So Iowa is probably just throwing out a schmuck pitcher yesterday because it didn't mean anything.
Zero relevance. They were already in.
They got beat 5-0, but who cares? They were already in.
Yep. You could throw the left fielder for all they cared.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in the Big Ten tournament. A couple other things I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, let's do it.
The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Colorado Rockies last night by the score of 2-0 to sweep a 4-game series. Now, with the loss, Colorado falls to 8-42. Mm-hmm. The worst 50-game start in Major League Baseball's modern era. That's since 1901. Before that, you've got to go back to the 1895 Louisville Colonels to find a worse start than Colorado is off to this year. The 1895 Louisville Colonels started the season 7-43. So Colorado is now 8-42, the worst 50-game starts in Major League Baseball in the modern era. Rockies are 5-20 at home this year and on pace to lose 136 games this season, which would pass the 1899 Cleveland Spiders for the most losses by a Major League Baseball team. The Cleveland Spiders, they finished 20-134 in 1899. I remember that year well. By contrast, the Chicago White Sox set the modern era record for most losses last season with 121, but the Rockies are on pace to lose 136 games this season, which would smash all the records in Major League Baseball.
They're starting pitching thus far out of, to get a quality start, right? You got to go 5. Quality start. Their starting pitching rotation has thrown 10 quality starts combined this season. And listen, if you're gonna fail miserably. And this is it's a crappy situation for a pretty good, dedicated, fun fan base. The thing is, and I've said it all year long, like Coors Field, their support has not dwindled. They're still going out and watching this baseball team, but it's a front office that needs to sell, that needs to find a buyer and get the hell out of baseball because they don't know what they're doing. They're pocketing just fan revenue. They're not putting a product on the field worth watching, and it hurts the game. But Colorado failing in spectacular fashion is the way the way you should do it. If you're gonna suck, they're doing it. Suck gloriously.
Yes, they are. There's no doubt they suck.
Yeah,
they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
8-42, Colorado fell to. All right, so that's what's going on. And they've won 8 games so far this year. One other thing before we get to our news and who in the hell they play, who they beat. I remember the Cleveland Spiders. They were not very good in 1899. What a great name.
Right?
What a great name for a sports team, the Spiders. You don't hear that very often. You hear the traditional Broncos and Bobcats and Trojans and Huskers and
Eagles,
yeah. How about the Cleveland Spiders? How would you like to have your mascot the Spiders?
That'd be great. I mean, unless you have arachnophobia. Richmond Spiders. They're a collegiate
Spiders.
team out of the Atlantic 10. They're the only ones that I know that use the Spiders.
God, that'd be great.
Why didn't Cleveland go back to that when they were having that whole argument on Guardians versus, why didn't they go back to Spiders? That would have been beautiful.
When they got rid of the Indians, they should have just went back to the Spiders.
That would have been great.
That'd been better than what they got. So anyway, let's see. One other thing. Natasha Howard scored 26 points.
Okay.
The Indiana Fever overcame Caitlin Clark's cold, long-distance shooting to beat the Atlanta Dream last night, 81-76, before a sellout crowd to split a 2-game series this week. Clark missed each of her 5 3-pointers in the game last night. That ended a streak of 140 games, including the WNBA regular season, the playoffs, and the bulk of her college career at Iowa with at least 1 3. She didn't hit a single 3 last night in the ball game. The last time Clark was held without a 3-pointer was back on January 13th of 2022 when she went 0 for 6 at a game against Purdue during her sophomore season in college. That's a stretch of 1,225 days. So the streak by Caitlin Clark in hitting at least 1 3 in a college basketball game came to an end last night, but her team still beat the Atlanta Dream by the score of 81-76.
Press the panic button. She's human after all. Time to trade her, I guess, if you're Indiana. She's done. She's past her prime, right? Phenomenal athlete that's doing leaps and bounds for women's sports, all of women's sports. And she's human. It happens. You go 0 for 5. I mean, I went 0 for 18 one time. Ross just kept me out there. It says you'll eventually make one, and we didn't.
The chances are, the odds are in your favor. If you go 0 for 18,
yeah,
sooner or later, the ball is going to bounce in the hole.
Mm-hmm. It didn't.
I've seen some cold shooting nights as we broadcast games over my many years. I've seen teams go 0 of 20, like in a quarter. I think the Hastings College women last year had a game. I think it was at Briar Cliff, if my memory serves me correct. I think Hastings went 0 for 18 from the field in one quarter, and we were 0 of 12 from three-point territory at one time. So it happens. It happens. Sometimes the ball just don't go in a hole.
Mm-hmm. It was really embarrassing because it was like,
yes.
Like the team is giving me acres of space. Like they were almost cheering for me to make one. The student section. And it was a rather embarrassing moment of my basketball career, and that's why we didn't hoop it up in college.
It's like the opposing coach makes up the scouting report, and they say, "Hey, that number 6 guy out there, that number 5 guy out there, don't guard him.
You don't need to.
Don't guard him. Just leave him out there, the 3-point line. He's not going to make one.
Let's get the rebound.
We'll concentrate on the other 4 players because I think his name is Harvonic.
Yeah.
I think he's wearing number 5 this week, so just don't guard him. And we'll concentrate on the other 4 players. If he makes one, so be it."
Mm-hmm. We didn't.
No wonder you didn't get a scholarship for college sports.
No, I did not.
You were an awful basketball player, weren't you?
I was an awful athlete in general, like
Were
all
you?
sports. I mean, you got to be able to like throw far, jump high, run fast. I was slow.
Baseball was probably your best sport, but you were still slow at that sport.
Yeah, I was slow. But
So
I love the game.
But you sucked at everything you did.
Yeah. No, I mean 100%.
You're like the Colorado Rockies.
Oh yeah, I'd fit in great with that organization. Give me the keys. Let me manage that ship, baby. Let's go.
I'll drive that bus.
Yeah. No, I'm an awful athlete. That's why I talk about sports and am no longer playing them.
And you criticize people, but you can't play.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you criticize everybody playing.
And I cheer for the golfers that shank it off to the right and that, like, pick up an 8. They put a snowman on the card, and I'm like, does me proud. Like, I never a finer moment than when somebody boots a ball over at first base, and I'm like, I did that. I
did
can
that
play
a
in the
lot.
major leagues.
God. All right, you're waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, you can chime in with us. How about chime in with us with the best mascot that you can think of? We mentioned the Cleveland Spiders back in the 1890s. What's your favorite moniker as a mascot? Maybe chime in with that with us. Leave us a message on our social media sites here this morning. Better yet, give us a call at 402-834-1330. The line is wide open after it was sizzling yesterday, didn't we? We had all kinds of people calling into the line yesterday.
We had call waiting yesterday.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that. I told our IT guy that our phone system evidently works because we had people on call waiting yesterday. Mm-hmm. That was great. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you'd like to chime in, leave us a message on one of our social media sites as we join you at the breakfast table here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start at the state capitol, where Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen signed the state's $11 billion budget for the fiscal year. But It faces some controversy over 4 line-item vetoes. This is great. Due to a possible procedural error, the vetoes were submitted to the Secretary of State's office. By the state constitution, they should be submitted to the legislature's clerk, which potentially misses a constitutional deadline. Senator Rob Clements said the vetoes reached the clerk a day late, possibly invalidating them. However, Governor Jim Pillen's office insists, there's that word again, insists, the vetoes were submitted properly and consistent with past practice. Among the key vetoes, $18 million cut for the recreational upgrades to Lake McConaughey, $12 million cut for 2 years to the Nebraska Supreme Court's budget, $1 million for the public health departments, and $500,000 cut from the state fire marshal's office. Pillen defended the cuts as fiscally responsible, emphasizing a commitment to budget restraint. Meanwhile, members of the legislature voted to confirm the appointment of Colonel Brian Waugh as superintendent of the law enforcement and public safety for the state of Nebraska, aka State Patrol. Colonel Waugh was appointed by Governor Jim Pillen to serve as the 19th superintendent. He most recently served as chief of Kearney Police. As summer travel ramps up, the Nebraska State Patrol is urging drivers to stay safe and wear seatbelts, especially during the busy Memorial Day weekend. The Make It Click campaign, which is running through June 1st, already underway, has already seen 41 citations issued for not wearing seatbelts, 14 DUI arrests, and 19 drivers stopped for going over 100 miles per hour on the speed limit. Campaign aims to boost seatbelt use and reduce preventable fatalities across the entire state. Finally, political ads. It's already happening. U.S. Senator Pete Ricketts, seeking his first full 6-year term in 2026, is receiving early outside support from Senate Republicans, signaling they view a potential challenge from Dan Osborne as credible. One Nation, the advocacy arm of the Senate Leadership Fund, is launching a 7-figure digital ad campaign for Ricketts, starting with a message about, as they say, his long and trusted record in both Lincoln and Washington, end quote. The early investment reflects the GOP's strategic focus on holding Ricketts' seat in what could potentially become a competitive 2026 race. It is now 7:27. Mike, we'll swing things back over to you. What's going on in sports?
Well, the Nebraska baseball team will try to keep their season alive when they battle top-seeded Oregon tonight in the Big Ten Conference Baseball Tournament in Omaha. Huskers are 29-27 in the season after Tuesday's 5-4 win over Michigan State. The Ducks are 22-8 after beating Michigan 4-2 on Thursday. First pitch will be at 6. The winner will advance to Saturday's semifinals. 3 teams have already advanced to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament. UCLA and Iowa will play at 6 tomorrow night. Penn State will play the winner of the Nebraska-Oregon game at 2 tomorrow afternoon. The championship game is set for Sunday. In the games yesterday, UCLA beat Michigan 7-5. Penn State got by USC 2-1. Oregon beat Michigan State 4-2, and Indiana shut out Iowa 5-0. The Nebraska softball team will play Tennessee this weekend in the best-of-3 Super Regional in Knoxville. First game of the series is scheduled for tonight at 6. Huskers have not played in a Super Regional since 2014. They haven't been to the College World Series since 2013. Championship games are set for today in the State High School Baseball Tournament in Omaha. In Class C at noon, Central City Centura will play Malcolm, followed by the Class B championship game between Gretna East and Bennington. The Class A final will be at 7:30 tonight as Lincoln East battles Millard North. All 3 games will be at Warner Park. Classes A and B have wrapped up competition at the State High School Track and Field Championships. The Kearney boys won the state championship in Class A with 75 points. Fremont was second with 66. Waverly won in Class B with 73 points. Gretna East was second with 64. Jonathan Reiners of Adams Central won the state championship in the long jump. On the girls' side, Papillion La Vista South won the team title in Class A with 88 points. Lincoln Southwest was second with 87. In Class B, Bennington won the title with 80 points. Waverly was second with 69. Classes C and D will compete today and tomorrow. And Cam Raceway in Hastings will be hosting 2 nights of racing this weekend. Tonight is a regular points night with the first green flag at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, it's the $20,000 Deb Brent's Memorial Race with cars across the United States competing. Race time tomorrow will be at 7. We'll have a live video feed of the races available both nights at x-streamsports.com. To check on your sports headlines coming up on 7:30 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Here's your Thursday forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Jones from Nebraska Weather TV. Plenty of sunshine on this Thursday, a high in the low 70s, and a light north wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we get into overnight, we should increase chances for showers and thunderstorms, and that'll carry over periodically through the weekend as well. 46 is the overnight low. Friday, chance of showers, as I said, and 65 is the high. Get ready for cooler weather as we head into Memorial Day weekend with chances.
We've got some light rain this morning. Temp stands at 50 degrees with winds out the south at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Wells, High Center Bronick with you on this Friday morning, the 23rd day of May. Thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, we're everywhere you are. So, again, thanks for joining us. It's a Friday morning, and now it's time to do our thing here.
They're moving into the gate.
And down the Suckley come in the Kentucky Derby, and Barbaro is running away. It's Edgar Prado aboard, and Barbaro is going to win this Derby by 6 lengths. Bluegrass had second. From far back, Steppenwolf came on to be third.
All right, it's a Friday morning. Let's welcome in Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network and talk ponies with us here this morning. Good morning, Jimmy.
Morning, guys.
It's another racing weekend at Lincoln. Let's talk about last week's big race, though. We had 3 horses. We each chose a horse to finish last week in the the Preakness. Tyson's horse, hell, he almost upset the field last week.
It's a great play.
I thought Gosker run a heck of a race, and just barely got nipped there at the end by journalism. I mean, that was one heck of a race to watch. That would have been a bit of a surprise on my end to see Gosker win it, but kudos to him. That was a beautiful race, and I'd like to give a little shout out there to Rispoli, who rode journalism. I mean, he was boxed in for the longest time. Yes, there's a little bit of controversy there. Did he force his way through? I hate to say it, he was by far the best horse, but sometimes you have to do what it takes to win. I mean, did he compromise other horses? I don't think so. There were other horses that were at fault there too. That was one heck of a race.
Jim, did they question that move by journalism late in that race? I saw the replay. I thought, there's a lot of bumping and pushing in there. Did they question that at all, or did they look at that?
They did look at that. Like I said, he was boxed in behind a wall of horses there, and it does look like he kind of pushed his way through. But you got to look at the horse on the outside that really pushed in on both him and. I can't think of Clever's last name, but, he really did. It was the outside horse that compromised them both, I thought. And, I hate to say it, it's kind of like car racing. You're going to have a little bump, and you just, can't have excessive. And I thought it was a game race, and it was a clean race for him.
Yeah, Rubbin's racing, and I think when you take a look at the entire field, that was really the only move you had to move up your way towards the front. And like you said, the outside horse left him with no opportunity other than to do just that. So no harm, no foul there. Moving forward, here we go to Legacy Downs. We've got a weekend card on tap to six race fields. Jim will obviously, as we move forward here on the program, get to your best bets and long shot plays. But I want to focus a little bit on just this 6 race field as I tend to take a look at the entries in the early morning odds. This could be a potentially money making weekend. I mean, particularly like race 6. Here for today, you're getting really good odds on the exotics, and then there's some potential to win some money here. So the live lobby is full. Jim, let's kind of walk through the card here for this Friday, and what has your attention?
Well, there's quite a few of them have my attention because I think there's some, like you say, there's some good opportunities here. There's some tough races. It's not, there might be some short fields, but we're not looking at a standout that just blows any of them away. So, I'm going to start off today with my best bet in the second race, and that's number 7, Sarah's Court. She's one that she'll be in a stalking position. There's plenty of speed in this race to, set it up for her. If a couple horses get out there, push out hard early, Sarah's Court should be sitting right behind them and just ready to mow them down coming into the stretch. And, she's been, last time out, it seems like she was a little bit wide and compromised, but I think this race is a good setup for Sarah's Court. And, if we want to look for a long shot today, I like the 5th race, and a horse called number 6 called We Call Him Doc. He was a winner last time out. And, you sit there and see a horse that won last time out coming back at 10-1. I don't think he'll be 10-1, but he's been in the money, 12 of 15 starts for Mark Hibden, Jose Medina, so you got a good trainer, good jockey there. But, you're 12 of 15 in the money. You win last time out, a very respectable time of that race. And for some reason, the morning line guy decided, I just don't give him a chance. I really do. And I think we'll probably see him around like 6-1, but at 6-1, I think a good chance to make some money there. But,
Jim, that happens often on this. That happens often on this show, Jim. You throw out a long shot at 10 or 15-1, and then by the time the races come around, everybody listens to the show and they bet them down to 5 or 6-1. That has happened often with your picks on this show.
Does that mean I'm an influencer?
You are. You are.
So if that's the case, I'll give this one a little later on in the show here for that's not even running in the state. It's running in New York, and a horse I really like. But there are no stakes races on Friday and Saturday. We see a nice stakes race on Sunday that's going to feature Tennessee Moon in the Legacy Downs Distaff, and that ought to be a short-priced horse there. I could sit and say I think that horse will win pretty easy, but it's going to be hard to make any money on Tennessee Moon. We all know his past. Horse of the year last year as far as number of wins in the entire nation. So, that one's going to be tough to make any money on. It's a short field there of like 6 or 7 horses, but Tennessee Moon should easily win that one.
Jim, you mentioned your long shot play. Again, Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us as we talk the weekend in Lincoln for the horses here. You mentioned your long shot play in race 5, a horse that's going to go off at 10-1. Another horse at 10-1 that I have my eyeballs on is one race later in the 6th. He's also going off at 10-1, and that's the 10 horse New Expectations. Break down the finale here for this Friday. What horses are you looking at for your selections in the Lincoln 6th?
Well, in that race, it seems like there is some speed in the race. And New Expectations last time, I really liked him last time, and he got caught up in a speed duel and just died off. The New Expectations has had a hard time finishing, just getting it done. And so, I'm not quite sure what to think there. Comes out of the Marvin Johnson barn. It's a very nicely bred horse, but I'm kind of thinking maybe the 8 horse or 7 horse in here. She's a caution. She's a caution last time. It's kind of different. That horse was pulled up last time. I tried to rewatch the race a few times. There's not a good head-on shot of it, but the jockey had his hands full that race, and it just looked like the horse bolted to the outside, and he did the best thing of just getting the horse out of the way and eased him up. So I look for, he's a caution to come back for trainer Robert Hoffman and run a good race today. And I think we could see some really nice odds there on She's a Caution.
Again, Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us here on Extreme Sports on Huddle Up. That's your Friday card, Jim. What else is going on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday there in Lincoln?
Well, I said Sunday, first post time 1:30 on the weekends here at Lincoln. But, like I said, we do have the Legacy Downs distaff race, and that ought to be a fantastic race. But like I said, I think Tennessee Moon out of the Mark Hibden barn will really dominate that race. It's hard to go against a horse like that that's just been so strong for the last couple of years since he claimed that horse for a mere $5,000 down in Louisiana, and that horse has made over $300,000 for him since. So, but if we want to look at a couple bets there on Saturday, I have to look at a horse called Mischief's Pride in the sixth race, the sixth horse. Another one, he's trained by Marvin Johnson. Mischief's Pride has 4 nice races out of 5 starts. His other one wasn't so great. But let's look at who he's run against. Every race that Mischief's Pride has run, every horse that won those 5 races is all either a stakes placed or a stakes winner, to give you an idea of the competition he was running against. So I look for Mischief's Pride to come back in this race, break his maiden, and graduate from the maiden ranks. And if we're going to move on to a long shot, well, I'm probably going to be in the 5th race, and, call me crazy, whatever. I like a horse called Birdie's Machine. We look at that one. He was claimed last out by Izzy Gonzalez. And if you follow trainer Izzy Gonzalez, he's probably the most prominent trainer on the Nebraska circuit. But when Izzy claims a horse, they seem to move up well, meaning they race so much better than what they had in the past. I'm not sure what his magic potion is there to make him do that. But, he's 26% winners off the claim. When you're winning 1 and 4 anytime, but 1 and 4 off the claim, and you're usually moving them up in class. And we're also going to get, I'm going to say leading rider in Travis Cunningham. If you look, he's not necessarily go to Equibase and say who's the number 1 jockey at Legacy Downs. It is not Travis Cunningham, but Travis Cunningham has the best winning percentage out of any jockeys at Legacy Downs, which is very important. It tells you he's on live horses, and so that's where I'm going with my money there for Saturday on the long shot is the 5th race, number 1, Birdie Machine.
Jim, you mentioned you had some other long shot plays in your pocket as you take a more expanded look and take a look at the nationwide racing scene. What has your attention on the national scale?
Well, I don't think it's a long shot, but I'm really looking at one that's running at Aqueduct today. Race 8, it's in a starter allowance. This horse was claimed last time for $50,000. A very well-bred colt out of Into Mischief, which stands for stud for over $200,000. This horse is just recently broke his maiden, turned around, run in a $50,000 claiming race at Keeneland. He was claimed out of that race. There were, by my understanding, multiple claims in for this horse. He's moving on now to race at Belmont at Aqueduct. As we all know, Belmont isn't racing right now. They're rebuilding their brand new facility, so they're running their races at Aqueduct, is why you see Belmont at Aqueduct. But I really like a horse called Top Gun Rocket there. Not quite sure what we're going to get for odds there. He's starting odds at about 2-1. I think if I could get 2-1 on that horse, though, I'd be really happy. I think he's that much of a standout.
All right, so it looks like another busy weekend of racing. Anything else, Jimmy, that people need to know about this weekend's card, either at Lincoln or across the nation?
Well, it's not so much this weekend's card, but, we're already starting to look at the Belmont Stakes coming up in 2 weeks, the final race in the Triple Crown. And that ought to be a standout race because we're going to see the Kentucky Derby winner, Sovereignty, most likely in the race. Journalism's going to come back in that. Bob Bob Baffert's sending out a horse called Rodriguez that he scratched him the last couple times due to a hoof injury, if I understand right. The horse has been training well. This is a horse that would have been a major player in both of these. He'll be out on the lead in Rodriguez. And then we also see Beza that was run super in the Kentucky Derby, skipped the Preakness. He run third. But we'll possibly even see your horse in Gosker coming back in there. And it's shaping up with the possibility of 11 starters in this race. And I'm really looking to see that rematch between the top three horses of Sovereignty Journalism and Beza in the Belmont in a couple weeks here.
Do I dare bet Gosker if he's in the Belmont after betting him to finish last in our last place pool? Do I throw him in the exotics because now it's sentimental value to me?
Well, I think that kind of depends on who the final entries are because, we watched Gosker go out for the lead and almost carry it in the Preakness, but that's the same running style as Bob Baffert's Rodriguez. And you put those two out there and trying to stretch that out to a mile and a half. We'd have to see what kind of speed is out there to run with him. But, Rodriguez ain't in there and you have a lone speed horse going a mile and a half, he can carry. So it is a possibility that we could see Gosker be one of the favorites even.
All righty, Jimmy. Sounds like some good picks coming up this weekend. Again, you can follow all of Jimmy's picks. Just go to his Facebook group page. People will be able to follow right along with your picks. If you're in the Lincoln area or heading to Lincoln for the weekend to the races, you'll have all the picks right there on Facebook.
Well, and remember, you don't have to go to Lincoln. You could go to Omaha, Grand Island, Columbus, any of the tracks that currently aren't running in Nebraska, and you can still wager on Lincoln's races. They'll be simulcast. You'll be able to watch them all, and you'll also be able to while you're out at most of these tracks. Races will be wrapping up about the time that Nebraska softball's starting tonight, and so. Be a good time to come out, watch some races, turn around, sit with your friends, and watch Geordie Ball take on Tennessee, and hopefully we come out victorious there.
All right, Jimmy, have yourself a great weekend and hopefully a profitable one, and we'll check in again with you again next Friday.
Well, that sounds great. Let's all put some cash in our pocket after the weekend and be ready for the following week.
All right, have a good weekend, Jimmy. Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us each and every Friday. God, you're going to hang your head on Gosker again?
I bet him to finish last, and he damn near won it. I would be hard-pressed not to at least wheel him in my exotics, right?
You would have been so embarrassed.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you would have been so embarrassed if you picked Gosker to finish last on the show, and he went out and won last week.
I think I would have had to buy just out of sheer failure, right? Like, I would have had to buy lunch.
God.
Because I was that bad.
That was bad.
I mean, no, that's as bad as my athletic career. That translated well, man.
Yeah, you picked him to finish last, and I watched that race, and here he's out on the lead. I go, and he was stretching his lead, too. I mean, he's going to win this thing. The horse that Tyson predicted to finish last is going to win this thing. And in journalism, he crashed his way through there. I talked to Jimmy about the bumps and stuff like that. If that would have been a NASCAR race, NASCAR fans would have been all over that move that journalism had.
Rubin's racing, come on.
Oh, he just bowled his way through two guys.
Mm-hmm.
If that would have been Danny Hamlin sliding between, who knows, Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick.
I have to cut your NASCAR cut short here. We got a caller on the line.
Are you kidding me? I saw that came in.
Did not see the name. There's no caller ID, so we're going into this blind. Good morning. You're on Huddle Up.
Hello.
Hey, Reckon. How you doing, buddy?
Hi.
Where you at?
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up on Monday.
Happy birthday.
Well, yeah, it's Monday, and we're not going to do a show on Monday.
So we don't get to celebrate your birthday?
Well, Riken, he's going to go to the Indy 500.
Wasn't he just at the track meet yesterday?
Yeah, but they're on their way to the Indy 500 right now.
Holy cow. Well, good morning, Riken.
Riken, where are you right now? Do you know where you're at?
We're at Monroe City.
Monroe City? That sounds like you're in Indiana already.
Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. That's how much I know about geography. Yeah, you're close to Indiana. You're in Missouri. All right. Well, you
4 more hours.
4 more hours to go. All
Yep.
right. Well, drive safely, my man, and enjoy the race. Thanks for the birthday greetings.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you. Yeah, that's my grandson checking in. They're on they left the track meet yesterday, and they
Straight to Indy.
Yeah, they're going to Indy.
What was the results? How'd the relay team do?
The relay team finished 4th.
Okay.
But Riken had a good day. Riken was what was he? He was first in the 200. He was second in the 100. And Riken was like third in the long jump. So he had a good day.
Track star on your hands, buddy.
4th place finish in the relay with Stroman's kid on the relay team. All right, 7:55. Let's get to a quick news update here for this Friday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
News in brief. Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen signed the state's $11 billion budget for the fiscal year, but it does face some controversy over 4 line item vetoes, not because of the vetoes themselves, but due to a possible procedural error. See, the vetoes were submitted to the Secretary of State's office. However, the state constitution says they should be submitted to the legislature's clerk, and Senator Rob Clement said the vetoes reached the clerk a day late, possibly invalidating them. Stay tuned. They'll be debating about that. Members of the legislature also voted to confirm the appointment of Colonel Brian Waugh to the Nebraska State Patrol. Waugh most recently served as the chief of the Kearney Police Department. As summer travel ramps up, the Nebraska State Patrol is urging drivers to stay safe and wear seatbelts, especially during the busy Memorial Day weekend. The Make It Click campaign is running through June 1st, and also political ads already happening. A super PAC from the GOP launching a 7-figure digital ad campaign for Senator Pete Ricketts against his potential challenger, who hasn't even been officially announced yet, nonpartisan labor leader Dan Osborne, who took Fisher wire to wire in the most recent general election. 7:57, we'll head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Nebraska baseball team are trying to keep their season alive when they battle top-seeded Oregon tonight in the Big Ten Conference Baseball Tournament in Omaha. Game time will be at 6. The winner will advance to Saturday's semifinals. The Nebraska softball team will play Tennessee this weekend in a best-of-3 super regional in Knoxville. Tonight's game gets underway at 6. Championship game set for today in the state high school baseball tournament in Omaha. In local note, Class C, noon today, Central City Centura will take on Malcolm. All the games can be played at Warner Park. Classes A and B have wrapped up competition at the state high school track and field championships. The Kearney boys won the state title in Class A. Classes C and D going to be competing today and tomorrow. Cam Raceway holding 2 nights of racing this weekend, including tomorrow's $20,000 Deb Brunt's Memorial Race. All the action out at Cam, just east of Hastings. That's a check on your sports headlines here this morning.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. Chance for scattered thunderstorms today, otherwise cloudy skies. High temperatures reach up to 62, winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected tonight, chance for scattered thunderstorms, 49. Chance for scattered showers again tomorrow, 65. Low 60s Sunday with a chance for scattered thunderstorms. Cooler Monday with highs in the upper 50s, storms continue. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Frobley. Currently, it's 51 degrees.
Yeah, we've got winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour as you're listening to Huddle Up here this morning on Extreme Sports.
Cam Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. Saturday, May 24th is the Deb Brunts Memorial Show, featuring $20,000 in total purse and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
All right, Mike Weld, Science Center Bronny, getting you ready for a long holiday weekend. It's the Memorial Day weekend. Looks like it's going to be a little cooler. Not a little cooler, a lot cooler, and a chance of rain throughout the weekend. So hopefully that doesn't dampen your plans at all. Before we get out of here, I want to just bring up, what the hell's going on in the governor's office? Why? He had a list of 4 vetoes out of the budget that he wanted to present to the legislature, but he was too late in delivering his vetoes to the proper people there in Lincoln, and now he might not be able to get those vetoes pushed through, which means all that money is going to stay in the budget.
Yep.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know the proper process to file this stuff.
He missed one very important step, and that was exactly where to deliver it to. It's like me writing out my rent check every month and delivering it to the wrong landlord. It was a little bit of an oopsie, and because of the oopsie, it actually got delivered to its proper destination a day late. Chances are, because of the makeup and shakeup of the legislature, they're going to find some way to reconcile that or say, oh, it's okay, mistakes happen. But you make a mistake at the pretty much the grandest level. It's a big oopsie.
That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but I found it rather comical, so it went off today's news.
Everybody's using it, but that's embarrassing.
Yep.
He's supposed to be leading our state. Where was he at? On his hog farm someplace?
It's like running the triple option and not giving the ball to anybody.
No, forgetting the ball.
Right, like it didn't leave the center.
That's
Oops.
Great.
Good stuff.
That's great.
Before we get out, we did talk mascot names. We had one come in. Shaner's talking about the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. I'm going to take mascot names to the minor league baseball level because there's so many fun mascot names. Minor leagues, hell, we started Duncan Field, right? Like Sodbusters. Hell of a name for a mascot. Not to be outdone by the Amarillo Sod Poodles, the AA affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. There's also top-tier team names like the Rocket City Trash Pandas, who are the AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels. The Montgomery Biscuits, the AA for the Rays. And we got the Rubber Ducks of Akron, the AA affiliate for the Guardians. And the Hartford Yard Goats, the AA affiliate for the 8-42 Colorado Rockies.
I like those names.
Those are good, right?
Minor League Baseball has got a bunch of them.
Minor League Baseball has, and there's more. There's the Modesto Nuts, Richmond Flying Squirrels, Albuquerque Isotopes. Yeah, minor league baseball is where it's at in terms of unique creativity.
Yeah, I love those names. Somebody's got a little pizzazz in their front office that's come up with those names.
Their marketing teams are on point.
God, I still like the Spiders. Although, I like some of those names you just used for Major League Baseball. I like a bunch of those, but Spiders, I kind of still hanging my head on the Spiders.
The Spiders. Itsy Bitsy Spiders.
Itsy Bitsy Spider. Remember that?
Long legs.
Remember that thing? Remember that song? Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what.
Who could forget?
Yeah, that's a great little song. Itsy Bitsy Spider crawling
Also,
up the. What was it? Crawling up the.
Hell, I don't know.
Remember that song?
Yeah, I remember it, but
I don't remember the words. I just know there was an Itsy Bitsy Spider
that's
song.
like me in most songs. Like, I just make them up. I never did figure out the words to Elton John's Rocket Man. You just make it up as you go along.
Just kind of sing along. God. All right, well, we got Memorial Day weekend coming up. Lots of sports going to happen over Memorial Day weekend. If you're into racing, Kyle Larson's going to try to race the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in one day.
Yeah, that's a jaunt. That's like 1,100 miles.
Yeah, he tried it last year and had problems with rain at Indy, so he couldn't pull it off. So he's going to try to run the Indy 500, and then he's going to hop on a chopper and go to North Carolina and run 600 miles in a NASCAR race, see if he can pull that off. There's only been a couple of guys to do that, so Kyle Larson's going to try that. That's, I guess, what's topping the racing scene for this weekend. There's a lot going on in sports this weekend.
Yeah.
We got Nebraska baseball to worry about in this hokey-pokey little conference tournament we're playing in.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if we don't win tonight, we don't have to worry about them the rest of the weekend. They'll be done. Softball team playing in Tennessee all weekend. Hopefully we can just take care of business. Win tonight, win tomorrow, and get out of there and get to the College World Series.
Yep.
If not, they'll play on Sunday. It'll be a best of three this weekend for that. Like we mentioned, racing going on. We've got the state track meet finishing up this weekend. C and D now on the field today and tomorrow. Cam Raceway holding their big racing event this weekend. God, there's a lot going on.
Champions League final coming up on, I think, Saturday for the crown of all of Europe for soccer. Got NBA, NHL playoffs that are still underway. Didn't even slide those in. Those get continue as we move along through the weekend. Yeah, they're everywhere.
And the Colorado Rockies.
We got to be on Rocky Watch, right?
We'll be on Rocky Watch for a while.
I love that it takes a historically bad baseball team to like put your attention on Major League Baseball.
I always look for streaks. When I get up in the morning, I always look for streaks. Like I told you about Caitlin Clark and her streak ending after 1,225 days without missing a three-pointer. She missed 6 of them last night. First time she's been 0 for for 1,225 days. I look for streaks in Major League Baseball, where the Colorado Rockies fall to 8-42 after their 4-game sweep last night. They lost to the Philadelphia Phillies. They're on track to lose 136 games this year. Those are the things that draw my attention when I first get up and get going in the morning.
The streaks of Big Ten Conference doing incredibly stupid things. That effort continues.
All right, so if you want to listen to this show again, get Jim Steicher's picks from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. You can just go to our podcast section on all of our social media sites. You'll be able to find our show and download it again. Listen to it at your convenience with pencil and pen and piece of paper in hand. Write down Jimmy's picks. Maybe you can win some money this weekend.
What's on the Memorial Day agenda?
We're heading out as soon as the show is over. In fact, my wife
getting a tap on the shoulder as we speak.
Yeah, my wife slash bookkeeper is probably in the motorhome right now with the engine revving up.
Doing one of the
yeah, are you guys that show's supposed to be over at 8:00, you know. Why are you running overtime again? Yesterday it was 15 minutes. Now today it's already 9.
So start making a lot of racket in the kitchen just to get your attention.
The dog's already probably in the motorhome.
Everybody's ready and waiting for you. You better hop on in and head on down to Harlan. Have yourself a good weekend. Gino, he's going to be arriving shortly to pick me up. We're going to have a golf date before the Busters home opener tonight, and hopefully tune up for the 4th of July tournament and make sure the clubs still work and we can still find the golf balls. So ready to head out for a golf outing there. Have yourself a great Memorial Day weekend, Mikey, and a happy birthday on Monday, since I won't probably be bumping into you over the Memorial Day weekend. So
that's gonna be so sad.
I work all weekend. I gotta earn some paper, bro.
Okay, we'll get together again on Tuesday.
3-day weekend.
Tuesday at 7:00. I'm just looking for my clothes. Is what I'm looking for.
What?
My clothes is missing.
Probably already packed up on the camper, ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to punch up my clothes to this show.
Oh, the clothes.
And it's not there.
I thought you were talking about your actual clothes.
No, my clothes, program clothes.
Huddle.
It's gone.
It's replaced by new recording.
It's replaced by nothing on my screen.
We're going to have the coldest clothes ever.
Well, how am I going to get out of the show if I don't have a clothes?
We just do it awkwardly?
This is weird. I've never got to this point. I don't have a close on my screen today. Maybe that just is an omen that we're supposed to just stay on and keep talking the rest of the weekend.
Close it with confetti.
Drop some money on the screen. I can do that. I can drop some confetti on our screen. I can do that. I can do this. Just give me some damn chicken wings, will you?
Just give me a damn close.
Or I could do this.
Run the damn ball.
But I don't have a close. Unbelievable. I don't know.
I'm just gonna go awkward Irish goodbye you.
Just shut her down. Anyway, thanks for joining us here on Extreme Sports. We'll see you again on Tuesday. Have yourself a great weekend.